Bruh. You need to authenticate to Microsoft services. What? Bro, I have no idea. Like, it was clearly just working because I was on the server. I'm so annoyed. Okay, what happens if I just go into one of my worlds? I love the sporadicness of how many horror games I have. Speaking of, so our financial situation's changed, and I should have more to spend, which is great. Yeah, it loads my world up fine. Alright. I do have a lot of work to do in my world. Oh, why'd I have to load up my world? Now I want to do all the work. But, yo, Ty, I'm cool with, like, just adding you into here, by the way. Like, I don't mind. Have you pop on here, over here. You can try to get the Destiny 2 DLC. I might have to save that for another time. I only have, like, another 30 odd minutes. I have till, like, 11:30 our time, before the podcast has to start. Because I don't know how to not stretch myself thin and just not work on a ton of different projects at once. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to stream, but I was supposed to take my day off. So normally, what I do is Tuesdays and Thursdays are supposed to be days where I don't stream because I don't want to get burnt out. But I haven't been feeling as burnt. I got my concert tomorrow. Oh hell yeah, dude! Awesome. That's right. I think you mentioned that. Wait, maybe you didn't mention that. Yeah, you were talking about the new. No, you were talking about a new album dropping. I didn't know you were going to a concert. I don't think. Hell yeah, man. What band are you gonna go see? And are you going alone or are you going with friends? Because like, concerts are like the kind of thing you normally take someone with. So I'm assuming you're going with EDM artist called Subtronics. Oh, dude, nice. Let me know how that goes. Going with my brother and his wife. Hell yeah. Dude, awesome. I'm so happy for you, man. It's basically a rave. Hey, nothing wrong with that. That shit sounds like it's gonna be fucking awesome. Yo. Are you going to do you normally go to concerts or is it like your first one? Dude, so much work. Alright, I can do this. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going with Sirens and PVT or PTV next week. Sirens and PTV. Wait, hold on. I might have to turn this on just so I can read that again. Because I feel like I read it wrong. What? This isn't even the right stream. There we go. Oh, you're going to sleeping with Sirens and PVT or PTV. Hell yeah. Bro. Damn. My guy is like a veteran at going to concerts. My god. I joke. I hope you have fun, man. There we go. Throw one here. Out of curiosity, are you going with anybody for that concert, or just you? Never mind. You don't really have to answer. I mean, I want to see Slip. All right, see, that is a concert I can genuinely say I'd be jealous of. Oh, nice. That's the. I know who that is. I know who that is. Literally works in my department, I believe. She seems nice. Only ever really talked to her, I think, a handful of times, but nice. All right, so I'm trying to think. Bro, I still can't get over the fact that I have almost 600 subscribers. That's fucking mind-boggling to me. Yo, we had a coworker at my job. Let's go into casual flex time now. So, we had a coworker at our job, because as you guys can probably assume by now, I work with Tyler. So, at our job, there was this lady. She doesn't even work with us anymore. She literally worked at our job for 5 weeks and then quit. But she heard that I do YouTube stuff. And when I said to her, hey, so, because she asked me, what are your hobbies or whatever. No, actually, no, she didn't even ask. No, I misremembered. She didn't even ask. That makes it so much funnier. Okay, so she heard me talking to a different coworker, whose name I'm not going to say and also can't remember. But her name started with a J, so we're going to call her J. So she hears me and Jay talking about how I how I record YouTube videos, and stuff. And she's like, that's really stupid. What do you, wait, so you make videos? And I said, yeah. She goes, what do you do? And I was like, I make videos on video games people watch, pretty much. I play video games, my subscribers watch. Occasionally I play with my subscribers. And she's like, that's really stupid. That's really stupid. Why would people watch you play video games? That's stupid. Those people are stupid. I'm like, wow. Okay, so you don't get it, therefore it's stupid. Alright. And she looked so offended. Good times. And then we were talking, me and Jay started talking again, because she had cut in. Nobody had asked her opinion, so we continued to not really care for her opinion. So when Jay goes, all right, well, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm like, I have almost 600. Jay goes, oh, dang, are you monetized? And I said, yes, actually, I am. The original coworker who interrupted us the first time goes, wait, monetize, you make money from doing that? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, that's really stupid. And then goes on to talk about Markiplier, describes him to a T, then tells me she doesn't know who, then when I said, you mean Markiplier? Because, she talked about his salary and everything. And I go, do you mean Markiplier? And she goes, I don't know his name. And I'm like, okay, his name is Markiplier. I don't know if that's his name. And it's like, okay, but I'm telling you as someone who watches his content and just listen to you describe him. You are describing Markiplier. And, she's like, I don't know. But that's really stupid. My son watches him. And, that's really stupid. I bet your audience is just full of kids anyway. I look her dead in the face and said, actually, according to my analytics, which, yes, YouTube tells me my analytics, no, they're not actually. Almost all of my subscribers are, in their 20s. And, this sets her off again. As if, I just told her, you know what? I hit your cat, and you deserved it. She, looked at me as if I told her to go F herself, and it was really freaking funny. Yo, wait. Alright, I remember what I was gonna do. Try joining the realm again. Alright, give me just 1 second because I just remembered what I was gonna do. So, I'll also ask here. Alright, there we go. Post. Alright, so there's a poll right now that I posted. The poll's about what story time you guys want. So, bad coworkers, bad customers, or bad coworkers, bad customers, or bad bosses. By the way, I would like to preface this by saying none of which are my current job. Because I don't really want to get pulled into HR. Especially because, like, more than just one of my coworkers know about my channel. In fact, one of my supervisors, he is also subscribed. If you're watching this, by the way, how do you do? You need to authenticate to Microsoft services. But I did already authenticate to Microsoft services. That's how I got logged in. Are you... Okay. None of those. I should really renew my server too. You know what? I just might renew it tonight. My server. Bro, I will... I might even post a link, bro. That'd be crazy. It even acknowledges that I played it, so, like... that irritates my soul. But yeah, that's not even, like, the first time I've heard, while living in the state that I live in, an older person, like, someone else who was interrupting me while I was talking to somebody else about, like, YouTube stuff, getting mad that I'm doing decent on YouTube. Like, bro, imagine, and I even, like, told her, like, a channel with less subscribers than mine, my friend Cody, in fact, he has 2 sponsorships. Like, yeah, no, it's a lucrative thing when you do it correctly. I have 1 sponsorship already now, and, I mean, I don't know, it's just wild to me. Granted, I have been not paid. I have not been paid yet. They also literally just happened today, so hopefully I can make that into something that gets me paid. But I don't know. I do not know. I like to have faith. So yeah, I think that Minecraft is just going to be dumb for the rest of the day. When it comes to trying to join that realm. Or to join the realm. Any realm, it'll probably do that too. I don't think it's anything on your end, Ty. Also, like, my coworkers didn't understand when I told them I'm a faceless content creator. Because they were like, so you show your face? I'm like, no, I'm a faceless content creator. I do not say my name. I do not show my face. And, like, that somehow upset some of my coworkers. One of my coworkers, the same lady actually, I believe. I don't know. I think that was wild. This is easily like my best outlet too, so because that is what YouTube is for me. I reset the realm. Again, I don't think it's the realm. I think it's just me. Like, not me, but my... I need one of these. I don't think it's the realm. I think it's my PlayStation. I would have to, like, start Minecraft over again, I think. But I also don't want to stop my stream just to start it again. So yeah, I'll end up probably joining it tomorrow while I'm, like, when I wake up. Pop off, like, a Minecraft stream, maybe, for an hour or two. Make my fiance's lunch. Yeah. Alright. I'll probably make my fiance's lunch, start the stream, make my fiance's lunch, work on my book, go do other things that I have to do tomorrow, adulting-wise, and then I could come back and do another stream unrelated to Minecraft. That, or I might hold off and join it, like, in 2 days from now, pop off, like, a Star Wars stream tomorrow. Because I also don't want to get burnt out of Minecraft, especially if I'm going to start up a new realm of my own again. Because that was the other thing that kind of killed my realm, was, like, I was getting burnt out, and it was costing me, like, money. Also, at the time I was, like, working at Burger King. So here's a story that'll definitely be, if you guys pick bad bosses, one of the stories will be about my time working at Burger King. It's a relatively short story. Like, I can tell y'all basically the whole gist of it right now, which is I worked at a Burger King. Shocker, right? And, like, my boss was younger than me, which normally I don't care. You know? Like, I really don't. Pop off. Like, congratulations, get your bag. That's genuinely how I feel about that. My issue was she was bossy as hell for, like, no reason. She demanded that I respect her, and, like, that's not how you get respect from anybody. Especially when you don't do any work. Like, she would sit in the office all day doing nothing, but then demand that, like, people respect her. But I will never forget how mad I got when she, like, came up to me one day. She put me in so in Burger King, where the window is, we call that the hole. And so she had me in the hole, which, like, by the way, that's totally a prison term, but I digress. She had me over there, like, in the hole, and she, I guess, was watching the cameras. She got upset that in between customers, like, I pulled my phone out to look at... I pulled out my phone to text my fiance, because we were making plans for something. We were trying to, like, plan something. Keep in mind, I barely got paid above minimum wage. It was, like... And also, every single time I came into work, she would, like, send me home early because she messed up... Something about, like, she messed up scheduling for everybody. And instead of fixing scheduling like an adult, or, you know, not messing it up to begin with, she instead chose the odd choice to, like, send me home. Keep in mind, I was training. I was still in training. So instead of, like, letting me stay to learn my job, she sent me home. And then, like, I'd come in the next day, like, hey, how do I do this? She'd be like, well, why don't you know that? And it's like, well, because you keep sending me home. Kind of can't learn anything when I'm not there to learn anything. Shocker, I know. You know, I remember the day I quit, she was so mad. She sent me home, and I was like, look, you know, I actually need money. Like, semi-desperately, but, like, I was so pissed off. I was like, look, you know, it's fine. I'll go home. That's cool. And I remember, and like, she had taken my phone from me that day because she put me in the hole. I went on my phone. She came in, walked in, put her hand out like she wanted a high five. So I high fived her because, like, I know you ain't trying to take my phone. I'm a grown adult. I'm a grown ass man. So, like, she she walks up to me with her hand out. So I look at her, I high five her, and she goes, no, give me your phone. And I went, oh hell no. She goes, either you can give me your phone or you can get a write up. I said, write me up. No, I'm not giving you my phone. I said, I'm not handing you my phone because, like, I don't trust you with my stuff. I'm gonna be really honest. Like, I'm not even doing anything really wrong. We have no customers, and I'm in the hole. I can't do anything. Like, I already have everything cleaned. I already have everything done that I was supposed to. So, like, no, I'm not handing you my phone. And she goes, I am your boss. And I said, I really don't care. I'm like, no, this is my property. And I remember, genuinely, the main thing that pissed me off was just, like, you're a child who I've seen on their phone all the time. But, like, pop off, I guess. And she got so mad. She's like, give me your phone or you're going to get... Or, like, I'm sending you home early. I'm like, you already sent me home early. I really have nothing to lose. And if you're wondering, no, not even my job, because she didn't know this, but I kind of already had found another one, so yikers. Because, like, she was, like, really, really, really rude. So I didn't really see a reason to work with that. Because, I don't know if you know this, but most people don't really want to work for someone who sucks. Hey, Penguin. And, like, she sucked. So I end up straight up, like, telling her, like, no, I'm not giving you my phone. I'm going, you know what? Where are you going to put my phone? She goes, I'm going to put it in the office. I said, okay. I will put it there for you, but I'm not giving it to you. And that's just the way it is. I'm not going to hand you my phone. So she goes, okay, fine. Put it over there then. And I'm like, look, don't talk to me like that. You're not really... I'm gonna put it in there. So I put my phone in her office, and then immediately was like, oh hey, I'm supposed to go on my 15. She was okay, leave it, like, you know, your phone's gonna have to stay in my office for the rest of the day. I said, no, I'm going on my 15. I'm taking my phone with me. So I took my phone, called Sheila, and was like, hey, so this is what's happening. I'm quitting this job. Like, I'm just gonna come home now. And I walked back in, and I said, hey, and she goes, hey, I'm sending you home early because I have too many people on staff right now, so you're going to go home early. So I went, okay, cool. I went home, and I texted her, hey, I quit. I actually think I might have the real text. I didn't just say the words I quit. I went, hey, you know what? Because, like, she was like, she told me that if... No. I ended up having to, like, tell her, like, hey, I can't come in. Because, like, I think I waited a day. And I told her, hey, I can't come in. Because, like, I wasn't feeling good. And she then told me, because, like, I was throwing up the next day. Because, shocker, eating Burger King. What did I join into? You joined into a story time. So, of when I was working at Burger King. And I'm not even hiding the name. But, like, because there's a million different Burger Kings. So, like, my boss had told me that she was sending me home early. So after trying to take my phone, so basically though, I tell her like, no, I'm not giving you my phone. No. I did, however, I ended up putting it in her office. I went back in, said, hey, it's time for my break anyway. So I took my phone back. I went on my 15, went outside, and like the next day I was sick. So like I threw up and everything. So I was not gonna come into work. And I told her as much. Like, hey, I'm throwing up, I'm sick, I'm not coming in. Because, if you work around food, you're not supposed to be around it when you're throwing up. That's not sanitary, and they will just send you home. So I said, hey, because like I walked to work, and I'm like, look, it's hot outside. I'm not gonna walk to work just to be having to walk home, especially because like she sends me home early anyway. So like I would have had to do that either way, and I had already had another job lined up that wanted to pay me better and give me longer, like actual hours. So I was like, look, I can't come in because I'm sick. And she then threatened to write me up. She was like, look, you need to bring me a doctor. And I said, look, I can't bring you a doctor's note. I don't have health insurance. You don't, and you definitely know that you don't pay me or give me enough hours to get health insurance. I'm not, and I'm already like, I already have my credit card to pay off and Cash App to pay off. I am not going to, by the way, Cash App link in the description. No, I'm just playing, y'all. But, but I told her straight to her face, or straight over text. Just a quick question. Why is this called Realm Night? Because I was on Tyler's Realm, but then Minecraft stopped letting me do things, so no more Realm. That's the short of it. But yes, back to the story. So she got mad. She pissed me off though. But like she was mad that I straight up said to her like, "Hey, I can't come in." And she's like, "Well, you're supposed to tell me in advance that you can't come in. You're supposed to tell me like 2 hours before your shift." Because like I only had really started throwing up like an hour before my shift, and I'm like, "Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you in time. But also, if you're gonna just like if you're gonna write me up for it, like essentially, I don't care if I didn't tell you on time because I'm just gonna get written up anyway, and you're kind of an ass." And I straight up said, like, in my text, I straight up said to her, like, look, I don't have health insurance and you don't pay me enough to go to the doctor to just get in debt, just to tell you that I can't come into work when I can see it plain as day because I just threw up. So I guess I'm going to have to just take the write-up. And then after a little bit, I got the okay that the other job wanted to hire me, and so I text her again. I'm like, you know what? On second thought, you're right. I don't think this job is a good fit because she had texted me like, that she thinks the job might not be a great fit for me if I'm just not going to come in. And she goes, fine. I don't think this job's a great fit for you. I went, you know what? You're right. I quit. And I still have this text. She told me that if I quit, I can never work for Burger King or its parent company again. And I said, you know what? That is A-okay with me. I don't ever plan to. And fun fact, I haven't since. Because, shout out to all the Burger King workers. I love y'all immensely. I've done your job. I respect you. I've also worked at McDonald's, and I have horror stories from that too. But like, y'all do not get paid enough. Why does bro have that cartoon job? Bro not getting paid enough or anything, dude. On God. Well, that was when I was like, I don't want to say younger, but and my fat ass want a burger. Bro, I mean, the crazy thing is this. I used to like Burger King until, like, granted, I'll still eat it. Don't get it twisted. But, like, I used to like it a lot more before I worked for them. Like, genuinely, though, telling me that, like, what am I doing? Why did I do that? Telling me, like, stuff like, I'll never work for that company again. You're right. That's kind of the goal. Like, let me put it this way. Nobody ever works Burger King thinking, oh, dude, I want to work here forever. No. Nobody fucking wants that. Like, dog, no. If you do want that, get better goals. I'm sorry. Like, Burger King is never the end goal. It is either something to do when you need it, like something you do when you need a quick job, or something like something to do to pay the bills, something to do when you just need a job, or it's like a last resort, which for me it was my last resort because they just so happened to hire me first. It was never my end goal. In fact, like my current job isn't even my end goal. Like I will always reach for higher and higher. Granted, I do love my job. I love the things I love what I do at my job. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. But yeah, nah, bro. Burger King was like one of the worst jobs I ever worked. Yo, I mean, granted, I will say this. Can't believe I'm gonna say this too. Better than McDonald's. It was better than working at McDonald's. Oh my god, bro. Like, Burger King was one of the worst. Dairy Queen and McDonald's were equally bad. Like, McDonald's was bad for its own reason. Like, I had a boss literally not put my name correctly on anything. And that was wild to me. Because, like, how you gonna mess my name up on my check? And then get mad at me on top of it. Like, bro, what? Make it make sense. Like, bro, I can't wait for these story times. In fact, I can't wait for the podcast with Cody, bro. I'm so ready for it. Like, if y'all want to catch it, Cody Panda Jones. But oh shoot. But yeah, nah, Cody he's a good guy. Cody isn't gonna be like, it's not gonna be like my lives where you're getting the content as it's being made. We're gonna make it, record it, and then in a few days, probably, if I had to guess, he'll post it. Though I never really questioned Cody's postings. In fact, I don't even rewatch the podcast. I think this is a fact that Cody knows, by the way. I've never rewatched our podcasts because I know I say wild shit. And I have a chronic fear of, am I gonna regret? Am I gonna regret? Am I gonna regret, like, hearing myself say that? Because I say it, I don't ever think about it. And then, like, Cody will mention something I said on, like, a podcast episode. Like, hey, man, remember when you said this? And I'll be like, oh, damn, I said that? Like, I remember regret. I regret that. I'm a regret saying that, bro. Yo, I got a list. Leave me alone. Yo, you missed the story about, like, the coworker who told me that my YouTube channel's a stupid concept. That's dumb that I get paid from doing shit on YouTube. Man, like, she must really regret her choices. Because she doesn't even work with us anymore. Nah, bro, yeah, I forgot to mention the funniest part of that whole story, was that she then tried to ask me to, like, look for one of her friends as if YouTube was Facebook. She asked me like find him by his first and last name, and I'm like, bro, okay, but like, what's his channel name? And she goes, I don't know. Can't you just look him up by his name? And I'm like, no, because this isn't Facebook. Bro. I am worried about the day that like I'm not with whatever people are doing. Granted, I don't really like TikTok, but that's less of a not understanding how it works. Because like I understand how TikTok works. I just don't like it. I don't care for TikTok. But I could use it. I have used it. Hence why I know I don't care for it, by the way. But like I fear a day where like I just don't know how something works. How, like certain technologies work. Not even technologies, like apps. Just shit like that. Something that's common knowledge. I regret having those two water bottles. Oh no. Bruh. This man's gonna clown on me for the rest of the night, for the rest of the stream, all 3 more minutes of it. There we go. Now this looks like a room. Bro, but yeah, no, I had like some stupid situations. Wait 3 more minutes. Yeah, cuz I got to go soon cuz the podcast starts in a bit. But don't worry, you'll hear all of my misspeakings. I mean, hey, don't worry, I'll be back on like honestly, depending on what time the podcast ends, I even might hop back on stream again, but just a different game. Like I might do like GTA as like a wind down and chill game. If it stops before 1. And then if that's the case, I will hang out till I either get too tired or till 2. Wait, what's the podcast? It is my friend Cody's podcast. It's called the AP Thing. AP space THANG. You'll hear me talk shit about one of my old deans of disciplinary action on there. Actually, it's really funny. If you can find that episode, because I've missed over 2 months of them. But yeah, no, it's fun. What's really funny is that he follows me on Facebook now. The guy who like damn near threatened, like the dean who damn near threatened me. Thing or Thang? It's Thang. THANG. I didn't name it. Look, in fact, I wasn't even around when he named it. Because I'm creative, and I love you, Cody, but, you know, you're a really good friend, my guy, but I probably would have named it something different. Though, I mean, I was going to do my own podcast before Cody had me join his. I was going to call it the Interstellar Podcast, but that's because it fits with my username. Cody Panda Jones is the one hosting it. I would like to mention AP Thang doesn't fit with Cody Panda Jones. I mean, he could have called it like Panda's Corner, something like that. I'm gonna bring that up in the podcast, bro. I swear to God. I'm gonna have to mention it to him. Found it. Hey, by the way, the one with the galaxy and stuff in the background, I'm the one that actually made that for him. Casual flex. But yeah, I'm the one that actually made his, what is it called? Hello? What am I gonna do with this room? What am I even doing with it now, bro? But yeah, Cody's a good guy. I'm gonna try the painting add-on. Hey, nice. I remember you were saying yesterday you were thinking about trying it. Oh yes, one of the coolest things about me is I actually get to know my subscribers. I'd like to mention that because I care about all of you. I care. I do. Well, most of you. No, but like, all right. Oh shoot, I'm about to be late. All right, I gotta go because podcast. So I'm gonna end this. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. All of that cool stuff that I normally say. I love you. Bye.